What if you knew when you were going to die? Do you think you would live your life differently than how you are now?
I probably would try and...
I think I work too much.
I would definitely go back and change a couple of things.
I woke up in the middle of the night and went, oh my God, if I died today, would I be happy? And the answer came up, no.
From the moment that we are born, time is ticking. Our existence is but a brief moment in history. And yet, despite the fact that we all know this, we spend the majority of our time above ground, taking life for granted. We work in jobs that we hate, we save our money for retirement, and more often than not, we're okay with being unhappy. But what if we knew the exact moment at which we were going to die? Would you start living differently? What if you knew when you were gonna die? Do you think you would live differently than how you live now?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think I would have jumped off a few more cliffs in life, a few more mountains, and not been so afraid.
I've lived away from my family for like 8 years, and I haven't seen them as much as I'd like to. When you live far away from your family, you don't see them once a year. You go back and then you realize aging is like real.
My bucket list, you know, do all the things that I've wanted to do that I've put off doing.
And what's stopped you from taking down that bucket list?
Work, to a large extent, you know, work and making money and paying a mortgage and all that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't live differently, but I would make sure there are things I do, and on the top of the list is just make sure everybody knows I love them.
Next week is my birthday. I turn 24 years old, and for some people that might seem young, but for me it feels very old. For the last 3.5 months, I've been living abroad in Japan, basically traveling throughout Asia and fulfilling a bucket list goal that has been on my list for over 5 years. Yet the thing is, as I have been living here, I've also made it a point to prioritize work. All of us assume that the end is going to be in their 80s, according to whatever the life expectancy is in your country. But any of our lives could end very quickly. I'm very big on journaling, and this year I've decided to ask myself, what would I do if I knew when I was going to die? The more I sit here, the more I realize how simple the answer is. But the answer is not what I thought it would be. The only two things that I could think about that I should do if I had a week to live is number 1, give back and leave a mark in the world. And number 2, spend time with people that I love. And that's it. Nothing else matters. Does death scare you?
Yes, it does, because I enjoy living.
Yeah, I think it scares everybody to some extent, yeah.
Did it always?
Yeah, as you get closer and you experience, like, you know, like both my parents have died, you know, like as the generation above you dies.
Yeah. Does dying scare you?
No, not at all, because I've had a full life. I've traveled around the world, married a great lady. Life has been good, and life is what you make it.
1 second you're here and then you're just gone. And I think about it all the time, and some people are like, there's nothing to worry about because you're just gone, you don't have to worry about it, but how can you just be here for 1 second and then what is nothing?
Would you guys say that life is real to you?
I think so.
Sometimes.
As real as my body is right now, yes.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
When did that happen?
33 years ago, when my brother had an accident which has changed all our lives forever. So that's when you really reflect on what's important in life.
When your parents die especially, it's like, you never think that will happen, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid, you don't even imagine that.
When my grandfather died, actually, that was like when, okay, death is real, life is real. That's when I realized, like, okay, like we have a lifespan and we gotta make the most of everything.
Everybody tries to build this perfect life, and as soon as I was as low as I feel like I can go, that's when life was real.
Chelsea, tell us what we're doing right now.
We are going to volunteer at a school
Why are we doing this?
because why not? It's a good way to give back to the community and teach them maybe something new, so it's gonna be fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Quavo! Dunk it, dunk it, dunk it. What the? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh! Nice shot. Actually, it's like on my bucket list to do this. Go to like a different country and play basketball. It's amazing. Oh, baby.
What advice could you give to someone who's younger in terms of, living a more present life?
Think about what you want out of life, because I don't think we ever kind of stop to do that.
I think people, again, they just need to put themselves out there, volunteer with some senior centers. Find out more, be inquisitive, learn more about your community, learn more about the people in your community. I think that, makes for a better informed individual.
Don't sit and bitch about things, do something about it.
Stop giving a fuck. Stop giving a fuck about how other people make you feel. Try to be proactive. Just do your thing. Right? And I think that's the most important thing, and especially if you have a good heart, if you're a good person, you can see yourself in the mirror saying that, hey, you know what, at the end of the day, I did what I did, and I actually contributed a little bit in this world today, and that's all that matters.
I thought back to when I was a little kid of like what I enjoyed doing every day, and a lot of it had to do with like imagination and play. And I actually quit my corporate job to become an actor because I was like, what would small Kira want to do when she's young? And I think if you think back to when you were a little kid and so free and living in the moment, thinking of your mindset then and what you did then, that's like super important to get back to.
Birthday king.
That's the man right there.
He's him. We're all 6 going in there?
Yeah, also it's bring your daughter to work day.
Somehow, somewhere.
First activity, taking a boat for the whole day. We're going island hopping in the Philippines. There's a bunch of other people on this boat. They look Filipino, so we'll be making friends with locals. Island number 1, it is just sand. So my friends have organized an entire day to celebrate my birthday. I realized that when you think of the things you want to do with your life when time is finite, really the only things that matter is just spending time with the people that you care about and feeling loved and appreciated. And that's been a big thing on my birthday that I haven't felt since I started my business, because I've been traveling around so much and haven't been around my friends. And so being able to have friends who take the time out of their days and to plan this entire day for me is really important. So I'm trying to enjoy as much of this as I can, and so far it's pretty amazing.
This is a good one. This is the best one.
guys.
It's not just my birthday today.
It's his birthday.
It's your birthday. We have the same birthday from the same year.
Yeah.
We're literally the exact
Team
same
Aries.
age. And we're on the same boat for our birthday.
We're 25, we're the old ones.
Let's go.
Happy birthday,
Dear birthday boy.
happy birthday to
For the final act of my birthday, Will and Connor are DJing at a club here in the Philippines. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they managed to get a DJ gig. So we're going out, getting free drinks. We'll see where the night takes us.
Do you think most people take life for granted?
Yes. I think when you're younger, you do. And I think as you get older and you see happenings, illnesses, tragedies, you begin to appreciate it more and more.
The thing really got me was when my first kid hit 30 years old. And then I went, I have a 30-year-old child. For me, that was the hitting home point where I went, oh, time isn't moving on.
Everybody thinks they're going to live forever. Everybody thinks sickness isn't going to affect them, mental health isn't going to affect them, grief isn't going to affect them, but it affects us all.
So how do you live differently than most people? Like if you could describe things you do versus things people either don't do or don't.
Present yourself who you are and surround yourself by people that accept that. Be yourself, don't put up a front. You don't need someone to get to know you if it's not the real you.
I have no idea what you guys are doing. It's very frustrating. Not what I'm used to.
Let's bring it to the room.
All right, let's go.
You put happy birthday drop.
I'm ready to go.
Wait.
You guys stay here. We're gonna play the music. He's gonna pop this shit and then we bust out the cake. Okay. All right, let's go.
I feel like I'm being dragged to my death. Is everyone naked in there?
Don't do anything. Seriously, don't do anything.
Keep your pants on.
He's just gonna come in, and then Will's gonna come in with me, okay? Happy birthday!
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you.
Rossi, give me a big old smile.
It's cake to the face.
That was I think it's not in our room.
I guess if I knew I was going to die, I would definitely stop prioritizing work and making money and start focusing a lot more on doing things that genuinely just make me happy. The problem is for most of us, that's not the case. You know, we, God willing, hope that we're going to be living for a very long time. And if we don't focus on making money, then we can't have the experiences over time that we'll want to have. But imagine I lived this life. Imagine I chose to live like I've lived the last week. I think my life would be a lot better. There's a lot of things that I'm not doing that I love doing that I've been able to do only because I gave myself this challenge. So this video is not designed to tell you to quit everything and just live like you're gonna die tomorrow, but more so to see the two lives. This is your normal life. This is the life you would live if you knew you were gonna die. How can we bridge those two together as close as possible in order to make your life happier and better? Nobody ever, when they're on their deathbed, thinks about the amount of hours that they worked. They always will be thinking about the decisions they made, if they are happy with that, and if they did it with people that they loved. And I think we all owe it to ourselves to get to that point one day and not have any regrets.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then you're definitely gonna like this video right here. If you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do that now. I'm Will, and as always, it's a mindset.